Segment 3, Gold and Black Live. Jahaad Proctor joins us. Brian Neubert as well, and we can start practice here in 15 minutes. But you seem like, and Jahaad, for those of you who don't know, a grad transfer will be a key contributor, obviously, to the Boilermakers this year. It comes to Purdue from High Point. But give me the elevator speech of who Jahaad Proctor is. You know, what do fans need to know about where you came from and all of that?
So first, my name is Jahaad Proctor. I'm from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. This is my third school. I originally went to Iona College. We won our conference, lost to Iowa State in the NCAA tournament. Went to High Point for my next 3 years. Graduated with 3.8, something like that.
That is darn good.
I was a 1,000-point scorer in 2 years. I think I did fairly well at High Point. And now I'm here for my 5th year at Purdue. That's pretty much it, I would say, about me, basketball aspect. Other than that, now I'm a father of one. I have a little daughter, and that's kind of my motivation. That's what keeps me going. So that's about it.
When I talked to you after you committed, from a Chick-fil-A in Dallas, by the way, you talked a lot about the academic part of this and how you wanted to get as much out of this beyond basketball as possible. Just what do you want to get out of Purdue academically, and just in terms of your graduate program, and what do you want to do?
Well, the main goal is to play basketball, right. But I know sometime, someday, whenever that is, the ball will stop bouncing. And I take great pride in my academics, and Craner is one of the best business schools in the country. Get my marketing degree from there, master's would be amazing, and I didn't want to let go of that opportunity. I just thought that would be a big opportunity to capitalize on, as well as playing for one of the best teams in the country, especially one of the best coaches in the country. So I think that's something that I always talked about my entire life. That's balancing basketball with my academics, and here at Purdue I can do both while excelling at that extreme level that I always wanted to be at. So that kind of sums that up.
Yeah. So you're doing an MBA program in Craner in marketing?
My MS. I'll get my MS in marketing.
Great for you. That's a great program. Did you go into that? I mean, guys like you that are extremely talented basketball players but care about the academics, did you go thinking that way, that this might be a possibility, that this opportunity to do the grad transfer thing? I mean, in terms of how your career evolved?
Originally, no. My main goal was my freshman year at High Point, I had stacked my schedule. Or my freshman year at Iona, I had stacked my schedule. My big thing was that I wanted to graduate early and get my master's in 4 years.
Yeah.
But I didn't plan on originally leaving Iona. After some stuff happened, circumstances or whatever. Once I got to High Point, my goal again was to graduate early if I could, because I know I had the extra year to play and get my master's and just see where it would take me. Basketball ended up taking me a very far place, so I ended up just taking the best of my opportunity and just opening up my recruitment and coming here. I talked to other schools, and I didn't feel like any of them competed. Even with the business aspect and stuff, I mean, Purdue just gave me what I wanted from players, coaches, school, basketball. Everything just lined up. And not to say that the other schools weren't any good. I think Purdue just kind of swept me off my feet. And I think that's the reason why I only took one visit and why I committed a few days later. I want to say the next day, I think. But so I think that's kind of how that happened.
While Brian was at the Chick-fil-A, but that's another story. Go ahead.
Everybody here has talked about how well you fit in. How do you go about fitting in when you're an older guy, when you've kind of been around, you've got some wisdom, you probably walk in the door thinking you know some things, but you're so new here. How do you go about, finding that fit?
Just using my knowledge. Like you said, I'm a 5th year. I've been in college all 4 years, and the team isn't extremely old, but we have experience, and I have experience. So it's just kind of like using what I know and using what they know. Because it's not like I haven't been to the tournament before, but I haven't been there at the level that Purdue has. Right. And that's where I want to go, and a lot of the guys know what it takes to get there. I know what it takes to win a conference, but I don't know what it takes to get to the Sweet 16 or Elite 8, shot away, a rebound away from the Final Four. I haven't experienced that yet, and that's something they give me knowledge on that, and I give them knowledge from what I know, because regardless of what year you are, sophomore, freshman, there's a lot to learn when you're in college. Everything is constantly changing and things like that, and I think what I did first was just absorb all the knowledge and the information that was given by the coaches and the players, and then I kind of took that and interpreted it into my own type of knowledge and kind of just like narrowed my way into fitting in. And then like the guys, they're just extremely fun to be around. I'm pretty close with everybody on the team. I love hanging with them. We're a pretty close team, I would say. It's probably the closest team I've been on since my freshman year at Iona. And that team was pretty close. We did everything together, and I say the same for this team. So it's just like you have that feeling where when it's time to take your chance, you just kind of take it. And I would say I kind of took my chances in certain like pickups or practices and stuff, and I just end up fitting in, and I felt comfortable. And when you feel comfortable somewhere, it's a lot easier to fit in. So that's the most part.
Well said.
You've played for two very good coaches, Tim Cluis at Iona, obviously Tubby Smith at High Point. Two very distinctly different styles, two very different environments.
Yeah.
How have your past experiences kind of shaped you into what you are now?
I don't know. I think it just goes back to knowledge. I learned a lot from Coach Cluis. From his style of play and just the importance of sprinting, getting up and down the floor and things like that. And then, with Tubby, you learn a lot about the pace and the importance of possessions and, how important it is to get the ball in the paint and paint touches, I should say, get the ball in the paint to score. And then, when I get here, Coach Painter kind of like combines all of it, and it just makes a whole bunch of sense, We read off stats, and it tells you like the more times you get the ball in the paint, the more times you score. The less times you get the ball in the paint, the more turnovers you have, and it just kind of makes sense on my two different styles of playing with my two different coaches. So I don't even know how else to put it. It's just more so that just learning from all of them and just taking in all the information that I get, and then just actually knowing that I did play for really good coaches. Coach Payne obviously was Coach of the Year, and just knowing that the other coaches that I play for have significance to them, even though they're very known coaches. Just knowing that Coach Payne can just combine the two, it just all makes sense.
What are fans going to see from you? Obviously, you're a scorer. You've done that at a very, very high level. Defense is something that just because every coach has a different style of what they expect defensively. What will be the best thing you think you'll do? But what are the thing that you need to work on most to see the most playing time?
I would say I would just have to be active defensively. I constantly get in trouble for not closing out with my hands.
Okay, he said that.
Yeah, that's one thing. I would say I'm very active after the dribble and everything. Yeah. I'm just always a tad late on putting my hands up on the closeout. So that's I would say on the defense aspect, just being active at all times, because like he always says, active hands, it helps your teammate for a second, helps yourself for a second. You never know what the offense player is going to do. So just using my hands, I think I've been pretty good on defense. I'm sure my coach would probably say different, especially Coach Select. He's very hard on it. And then offensively, I guess I'm not going to change who I am. Yeah. You're going to see the same if anybody was to watch the highlights. I consider myself a 3-level scorer. Yeah. I was planning on still being a 3-level scorer. It's just we have an excellent team. We have our front court is very, very good, very talented. So I would just have to be more efficient, because I'm not going to get the, 20 shots I used to get at High Point. Yeah. It's just being more efficient, which I think I can do. I've been pretty efficient my entire career. It's just doing it on a lesser of shots, which I believe I can do. Ultimately, I'm here to win. Yeah. I want to win. Yeah. So whatever I have to do to get on the court to win, whether that's playing spare minutes, whether that's starting, whether that's 6-man, whatever it is, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win, especially to get us another Big Ten championship and get us to the national championship. I believe we can do it, and whatever position they want to put me in to get there, I'm all for it.
Okay, we have time for a couple more. Go ahead.
Just kind of from what you've seen from this team so far, where does this team's points come from? How do you go about, becoming that offensive team that you want to be?
Well, I think we're a very good defensive team. I think we're going to get a lot of points from our defense. We're long. We have many different lineups we can go with, whether you want to go big with height or fast with speed. I think we'll score a lot from that. A lot of our points are just, I think it's going to be a very wide spread because we have a very wide group of individuals. You have shooters, you have drivers, you have posts. I don't think there's going to be just one person or one kind of particular style we're going to score from. I think we're going to be a very diverse team that scores in many different ways, just depending on how the game may go or who we're playing or whatever that may be.
Who's been your toughest from a defensive standpoint? Is there an individual that you say, boy, this guy wears me out consistently defensively here?
I would say Joe.
Yeah, which I guess probably makes sense. But go ahead.
Most of the times I get matched up with him. I think I do a very good job on the defense end against him as well. But he's a preseason Big Ten All-Conference player. He was defensive team last year. And that's the type of people you want to play against. If you can do it against the best of them, I think I can do it against anybody. And I'll say I get him sometimes, and sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he challenges me the most, especially because he's a lot bigger, and I can't bully as much as I used to playing it like I was at High Point when I played against literal guards. Playing against somebody that's bigger than me, height and weight-wise, is a difference. So sometimes I just got to use my advantages. Sometimes that's quickness, sometimes that's just pull-ups, sometimes that's just catch and shoot, whatever it is. But he has challenged me the most defensively.
Yeah. Last question. Go ahead.
Purdue used him in the post a little bit last year. I think High Point posted you up quite a bit, didn't they?
Yeah.
Just what kind of element can that be for you guys, just in terms of using your guys' size, using your guys' strength? Maybe not necessarily as post-up players, but just kind of in general.
I mean, I haven't really seen another big court that's or backcourt that's as big as ours. I mean, it's kind of, we really got some solid guards in the back. I mean, you just got to use it to your advantage. I mean, like, he attacks and gets to the paint really well. I think I attack and get to the paint really well. On the defensive end, I think we're both pretty good. I mean, he's a lot better than me, but I think we're both
a lot better than a lot of people.
Yeah, really good.
So I just think just using our strength, like I said before, the goal is to be bullies and not in the aspect of just like plowing our way and running people over, but always being the guys that people are intimidated by. And whether that's imposing your will defensively, offensively, wherever that is, just always being the bigger dog. Being the big dog gets you a lot of places, and I think that's our main thing. Is just we know we got the size, so use it, and to however we can to get where we need to be.
All right. Well, we're going to let you before you get in trouble here. We're going to let you get out there right now and get back to practice. Jahaad, really a pleasure meeting you. Good luck this season. We'll look forward to watching you. Brian, we'll look forward to covering you, and it'll be an interesting time, I'm sure, from now till the season opener is not all that far away. It's amazing from that standpoint. I want to thank our sponsors, Hilton Garden Inn, State Farm agent Trent Johnson, and Triple X. I want to thank Gordon and Scott and all the folks, Mary at WLFI that made this happen, and Wes, obviously, too, for everything, all that made this happen today on very quick notice. Coach Matt Painter as well. And Tom Dienhart's already on his way to Penn State, so we'll thank him. Brian, he has to be here, I have to be here, but we like being here. So have a great week, everybody. We'll have a show next weekend, and I'm not even sure, I think it's Jerry Palm will join us, in addition to maybe Mike Phipps as well, a Boilermaker legend. So we'll look forward to our show prior to homecoming. Have a great week, everybody, and be safe, and we'll look forward to not only tomorrow's football game, but also obviously the Purdue basketball season. Have a great week. Thanks again.